Hi, welcome to the third lecture of transition metal catalyzed homogeneous asymmetric hydrogenation. In this lecture, we will study asymmetric hydrogenation of unsaturated compounds. Initially, in previous lectures, we have studied that many types of chiral compounds have been successfully prepared by using asymmetric hydrogenation. The asymmetric hydrogenation of dihydroamino acids, ketones, and imines have been extensively studied. So, we know that this dihydroamino acid it also contains carbon-carbon double bond, then ketone and imines. These all are the prochiral compounds. These compounds undergo hydrogenation in presence of chiral catalyst and gives us a symmetric product or chiral product. In many cases, asymmetric hydrogenation has been used as the key step in the multi-step synthesis of important products. So, synthesis of some important products involves multi-steps, and out of that multi-steps, one of the step we call it as a key step. It involves asymmetric hydrogenation reaction. Then many industrial scale hydrogenation reactions have also been performed with good results. Now we will start with asymmetric hydrogenation of olefins. The very first compound is alpha dihydroamino acids. I have said earlier that these compounds contain carbon-carbon double bonds. Okay, these are the alkenes and they are prochiral compounds. Chiral alpha amino acids and their derivatives have great importance in pharmaceutical, agricultural, and biological chemistry. So, these chiral alpha amino acids are prepared from the alpha dihydroamino acids and they have great importance in pharmaceutical, agricultural, and biological chemistry. Therefore, it made synthesis of these chiral alpha amino acids is a central theme in organic chemistry. Now, asymmetric hydrogenation of alpha and beta dihydroamino acids has been demonstrated as one of the most successful synthetic approaches. Okay, so the asymmetric hydrogenation of these alpha and beta dihydroamino acid it is a most successful synthetic approach. Since the very first achievements by Knowles et al. And Kagan and Dang, asymmetric hydrogenation of dihydroamino acids has now become a typical reaction to evaluate the efficiency of new chiral phosphine ligands. So the researchers Knowles et al. And then Kagan and Dang they had used the alpha and beta dihydroamino acids as a substrate for the asymmetric hydrogenation reaction. Then in that asymmetric hydrogenation reaction they deployed the chiral catalyst and they got the asymmetric product. Now after that the asymmetric hydrogenation of these dihydroamino acids is become a typical reaction to evaluate the efficiency of new chiral phosphine ligands. So after that Knowles et al. And Kagan and Dang, various researchers from different countries have developed different chiral phosphine ligands, and this reaction is used to evaluate the efficiency of that new chiral phosphine ligands. A large number of catalysts have been examined and considerable success has been made. Now, see this compound, it is Z2-acetamido cinnamic acid methyl ester. This compound contains carbon-carbon double bond. It is a prochiral alkene and it is methyl ester. If there is COOH, then it will be cinnamic acid, but it has COOMe, therefore it is cinnamic acid methyl ester. Now this J2 acetamidocinamic acid, then 2-acetamidoacrylic acid and their methyl esters are probably among the most studied substrates for asymmetric hydrogenation. So this type of substrates are used for the asymmetric hydrogenation reaction. Now why? These substrates frequently serve as good standards for the evaluation of new catalysts. So these substrates serve as a good standards, and we can evaluate the different catalysts by using these standards. Rhodium complexes of phosphine ligands have been demonstrated as the most effective catalytic systems for these substrates. So which catalyst is more effective? Rhodium complexes of phosphine ligands are the good catalytic system for this type of substrates. Generally, good results can be achieved when there is a relatively low initial hydrogen pressure, that is around 1 to 5 atmosphere, and mild reaction conditions, that is temperature is room temperature to 35 degrees Celsius temperature, and time required is less than 24 hours. So these two are the conditions when we get good results. See this table: asymmetric hydrogenation of J2 acetamidocinamic acid, 2-acetamidoacrylic acid and their methyl esters. So this, it is an alkene. It reacts with chiral rhodium catalyst. It react with, or it undergo, this compound undergo hydrogenation reaction and we get asymmetric product. So various ligands have been tested. See, this is first ligand, this is second, this is third ligand. In starting compound, when R1 is H, R2 is H, then this is substrate to catalyst ratio. Various catalyst ratios are there, reaction conditions are there, and if we see the product percentage enantiomeric excess, it is greater than 99, it is also greater than 99, and it is a 97.5. Okay, so different ligands have been tested by using this substrate, which serve as a good standard to evaluate the various catalysts for this asymmetric hydrogenation reaction. A number of ligands such as that ethyl diphos, then phenyl BPE, tangphos, dipamp, etc. have achieved both high substrate to catalyst ratio and good enantioselectivities, that is enantiomeric excess from 96 to greater than 99.9%. And good selectivity can also be achieved in water when some water soluble catalyst such as BASPHOS is used. So this catalyst BASPHOS is a water soluble catalyst which we can also use, and it gives good selectivity to us. So this is about the start of the asymmetric hydrogenation of alpha dihydroamino acids. We have started with an olefin. After studying the asymmetric hydrogenation of olefins, we will go towards the ketones and imines. So remaining part of this asymmetric hydrogenation of alkenes we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.